Dad,
What?
are you just bouncing around?
Oh, I'm just enjoying the moment.
Dad,
Great living room.
Dad,
What?
you're supposed to be talking, not looking at the ceiling.
Oh, this is what I do. My podcast now. I just look around, ponder.
Okay, let's take a nap. Ready, go.
I'm not napping.
I'm not napping either.
I'm not really a big napper, but
I
you give me
don't,
some cloudy days with some rain, I'll nap.
I don't like napping because it's like sleeping in the middle of the day. And I don't like sleeping in the middle of the day.
Oh.
And I only like sleeping at like nighttime or something.
We have been battling technical issues on this whole little show we try to do. The last 3 episodes has been something. I think we've gone through 2 different microphones. No, 3, counting this. This is the 3rd one, and I tested it out. By far, the best sounding one out of all the 3 so far. So, yeah, hopefully this fixes it. You could do like the Rode microphones where you got like the boom mic, and it's like, you don't really watch a lot of podcasts, do you?
I've seen a few.
So you know, like the ones that everybody uses usually?
Yeah.
It's yeah. The only problem with that though is then we have to like really level up our production. Like then I have to move in microphones and like the only thing that I move into this room to set this up is a tripod, camera, and 2 spatulas. Like that's literally like we don't have any lighting in here. Like we just sit in front of a window that has natural sunlight. So like we couldn't do this at any other time of the day, but that's why I think I like the setup we have now. It's because like we can put him down for a nap, and I have this set up in 5 minutes.
I've also seen people wear headphones and stuff too.
Yeah, you can wear headphones. You could probably wear headphones with these too. You don't really need to, but
Why? What?
so you could hear yourself talking.
Oh, don't
And
want that.
Yeah, I mean it's not like you wouldn't. It'd be like hearing yourself right now. I don't know. It probably also like when you're using those good microphones, you have to be like super close to it. And if you wear a headphone, you can hear yourself being too quiet, so it probably forces you to like stay close to the microphone. I don't know. What do you think about all this, Saylor?
Why are you talking about podcasts right now?
Mommy and Daddy just like talk about whatever we want.
That doesn't really make any sense. Why are you talking about podcasts? You talk about grown-up stuff.
What do you want to talk about? If you're gonna sit here and hang out with us, like, what's on your mind?
Unicorns.
Unicorns? Okay. I think about those from time to time.
No, you don't.
What about unicorns is on your mind?
How they can fly.
How they can fly?
Yeah, because the power on the horn allows them to fly. And the wings just help them get up.
Do you believe in unicorns?
Yes.
You think they're real?
Yes. And mermaids.
Mermaids too?
Yeah.
Some people argue that mermaids are real.
I think there's a place called like in Peter Pan, there's a place called Mermaid Lagoon where they actually are real.
Ah, maybe we could take a vacation there. We go see them for ourselves.
I don't think that place. It's in Neverland.
Oh.
So I don't think Neverland is real. So I don't think that place where the mermaids are real. But maybe there is a real place where mermaids are.
Where would they exist then? If it's not Neverland, if that place is not real, where would we go to find them?
Like the beach or something?
Yeah, the beach.
Yeah, probably like. Yeah, a beach, but so we have to make. I think you were talking about a place that's like mermaid something or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've seen some mermaids before in San Diego.
What?
Yeah. I might be, maybe I'm freaking out. I don't know. I was surfing one time at this beach called Black's Beach, and I saw something swimming in the wave with me. And then when I went to go look again, it was gone.
I think you did see a mermaid.
It was either a mermaid, a dolphin, or I don't know, some other creature.
Stingray.
A stingray? Could have been a stingray.
Or a mirage.
A mirage? You know what a mirage is?
Yeah, a mirage is something you think you see, but you actually don't.
Who taught her that?
Actually, it's in Treasure Pups. When Butterball is so hungry, he gets it.
Treasure Pups. I need to watch that one.
No, you don't.
No?
No.
Why?
It's not a great one.
Why? Is it bad?
No. It's just...
You filtered
What is it? It's Cleopatra's cat, right?
Yeah.
Cleopatra.
No, I think I was like other cat or something. But I think you like the cat because it's a naked cat. And guess what?
What?
I like the story how they tell it, and like the Chihuahua, like no, not a Chihuahua. That's a different one I'm thinking about, like a different movie. Like a dog like Butterball saw it, and then Cleopatra woke up and vanished cats from the world and only dogs because they're warriors, kinda.
Oh.
Because she had the powers of the necklace, and the cat wanted the magic, so she tried to steal it. But the dog saw, so he stopped the cat.
So you screened Treasure Pups? You watched through it, made sure that it
Oh,
was
yeah.
PG?
I've watched it about 12 times.
I love it because I love it kind of teaches you about like dangerous cats too.
Yeah, it does. It teaches you about dangerous cats, like what, like panthers and cougars or what? Lions?
I think the cat, our cat, almost like Cleopatra's.
What?
It's a naked cat named Cleopatra,
And
it's not very nice.
Oh,
It's a villain cat.
yeah.
And its owner was a boy, but she's a girl, and he's also a bad guy. They're both trying to steal the necklace, but she actually got it and turned into a statue.
Okay. I see. I'm caught up now. I feel zero need to watch the movie because I feel like I know how it all goes now.
Make sure you don't need to watch it.
As long as mom watches the movies before you watch them, because sometimes the movies that they make today are a little weird. Yeah, just kind of weird.
Like Inside Out 2, I never watched that.
We'll have to have mommy watch
Mommy has to
through
watch that
it,
first.
and then this is something that we do pretty often is we'll watch through it and just make sure it's clean before you watch it.
It's fun.
Then it's just more. It's more so the new movies. Sometimes they get a little crazy these days. But old movies used to get pretty crazy too. There's some old Disney movies where I'm like, yeah, that's kind of gnarly. They put that in a kids movie.
Yeah.
Oh, like Shrek 2. Really naughty.
Shrek 2 is pretty. Yeah, it's just you're 6. You know, you're not 13, 14 years old where you should
Are
be.
you talking smack about my ages?
I'm not even talking smack about your ages.
Wait. Where did you get that from? Talking smack. Where did you hear that?
I think I say it.
You say it too.
I say talking smack?
Yes.
No, I'm not talking smack about your ages. I'm just saying that at 6 years old, you shouldn't be worried about some of the stuff that they're, you should be worried about unicorns and mermaids. That's I think a 6-year-old mind should be there. Like, you're in the right spot.
Dad, that's not all I care about. I also like dragons.
That's fine too. I'm okay with that. That's what you are a true and pure 6-year-old, and that is the one thing that I want to protect with my kids is their innocence. And you are a very good girl, and you have a good imagination. And sometimes they try to teach kids things that they shouldn't be teaching kids at a certain age.
2 words. One is that I also like fairies.
I love fairies too.
And
So does mom.
2 is yesterday I was playing Rescue the Princess when the cat was a father being cat, and I had like the pretend sword, and I just got a new toy, and she was a princess, and I had to rescue her, and I was like fighting the cat.
Oh my goodness, that's so wild.
Actually, as because was like hitting him with like it was like a toilet, like it was like a.
Paper towel roll.
Yeah, and I was like, that was my sword, and I was hitting the cat with it.
Oh my goodness.
Just chasing around the cat.
You're crazy.
Until I was done, when I thought I should stop to rescue the princess.
Whew.
It was fun.
Sounded like it.
I like to fight. Like
You do.
I like to do that stuff.
Would you want to do like karate or something? Maybe like maybe like Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Who do you know that is?
It's kind of like wrestling a little bit. Some kind of martial arts. Would you want to do that? Learn how to fight?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you want to? Why would you like? If you were to learn how to fight, what would you want to learn how to fight for? Like, why? Like, what is your purpose?
People are trying to take over our house.
Whoa! You trying to stop bad guys from coming into our house? That's why you want to learn?
Yes.
That's good enough for me.
Guess what, Daddy?
What?
I think you got blown away. Your microphone came off too.
You used your karate powers on my microphone, I think.
I think yours isn't flat enough for that to stay on there.
Yeah, it's all busted. All right, we'll make it work. So you'd want to learn how to fight so you could stop people from coming into our house
Yes.
and stealing our toys.
Especially not my special ones.
Oh, especially not the special ones.
My very special ones are one of my big Squishmallows is a cat, and my other cat toys. Those are
Oh.
and the puppies. Those are my favorites.
How have you been dealing with the rain? We've been kind of stuck inside for the last few days because it's been pouring and lightning and thunder. How do you feel about it? It's kind of different, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, is it okay?
Yeah, it just stops us from going outside when we actually we were gonna go for a walk. And guess what? For no reason we stopped and we were gonna go out. Because look, it didn't even rain.
It did sprinkle for a few minutes.
Yeah, but we stopped for no reason.
But yesterday was crazy.
Yeah, it didn't even rain, it was just sprinkling.
What about yesterday, though?
Wait, it stopped raining and then it was just dry thunder.
Oh, just dry thunder?
Yeah, you didn't. I looked outside. I was like, I don't see any rain, and I still heard it. And I was like, oh, that's just thunder by itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Daddy. I don't know. I kind of like it. I went outside yesterday and I made some food while it was raining and thundering out, but I'm under the cover, so it's not hitting me. And I was like, this is kind of cool. But then the second day of it, and you're kind of like, okay, I want to go outside and play now, and there's not really much we can do because I don't want to get struck by lightning. That's what kind of bums me out. I don't think Mom really cares.
Do you remember that one time when you took me and Atlas out, and when the wind, we were having the blast? Remember that one time? You
Yeah.
kept spinning around.
Yeah.
With our hands, you kept swinging. I was like, that was fun.
That was pretty cool.
And I went in the rain.
And then
Sitting there.
our pool is getting to the point now where
Yeah,
it's almost as hot as the air is, and it's not even as refreshing anymore.
soon it's getting to the point when it's not even gonna be cold, it's just gonna be warm. Kind of like the jacuzzi, but warm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it feels good though when you get in the water and then you get out. Yeah.
It feels good, and when it's hot day, but you get into the cold water, it feels like it's like an ice bath, but really good. And you can swim in the bath. It's so big, and just go over. It's
true.
Good.
I think if we were in California right now, in some parts, well, my hometown, where Daddy's from, where your Noni lives.
Like Fresno.
Yep, Noni and Pop Pop. It's 108, 110 degrees, which is insane, dude. That is.
I would be swimming so much right now if I was in Fresno.
You would, yeah. It's hot there. That's kind of the thing that Daddy tries to tell people is like, yeah, Florida's hot. Don't get me wrong. Like the humidity is pretty gnarly, but even San Diego gets hot during the summer. Like where I'm from in the summer, 105, 108, where it starts hitting those temperatures, 100 even. It's already at the point where you're not going to want to stand in your driveway for too long. It's too hot. You just want to stay inside, go swimming. Same thing here. It's humidity is pretty crazy, but hot is hot.
If it gets really hot here, right today, Mom, I gotta go swimming. Get my
Yeah.
bathing suit on, jump in.
We'll see. There's supposed to be some lightning and thunder coming again today. Yeah, where you were from in San Diego, where you grew up, was more inland, so I know it got hot there during the
Yeah.
summer too.
Yeah, especially Poway.
But usually 95, 98, right? Never really cracked 100.
No, there was occasional, probably 1 or 2 days of summer where it was
Yeah,
100, but
it's still
it's
hot
not,
enough.
Yeah, I mean it's hot, but it's not. It's hot where you're outside at the cheer and football games when you're like, holy crap, and then you go inside and it's fine. But it's not I don't think here is much different than that.
No, I
Like,
mean,
we haven't had any times where I've been like, oh my gosh, I literally cannot stand out here.
and you get used to the humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like everywhere I've been in the summertime, in peak summer, you don't want to be outside for too long. And there's just 3 to 4 months where you hunker down and you hang out in an air-conditioned home. Although where I lived in San Diego 4 summers ago, our home had no AC. And then they had the rolling blackouts during summer 2 years in a row. So like, I remember summer times there where we were walking around just shirtless.
No, they do that every summer. It's not
So ridiculous.
They do it like 2 months of the year,
Yeah.
and it's just, you know, you're
Every
gonna
summer?
have, yeah, every summer, and you know you're gonna have a blackout at least once or twice.
That never happened in Central California growing up as a kid, but when I moved to Southern California, I experienced that twice. And yeah, the fact that it would happen during summer. And then I remember one time when the grid finally came back on, because everybody went and like turned their AC on at the same time, it crashed and had an outage again.
I think they do it during fire season. I think it's like something to prevent fires.
My uncle, Kelly, you know him.
Yeah.
That's what he does for a living, he operates a power plant. He's done that for years and years and years. I've talked to him about this subject before, and he was throwing some shade on it, saying it's, kind of a load of crap that they do it. I'd have to call him and get a refresher on why they do that and all that, but yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of kind of BS government stuff going on in California that they have no logical reason that they should be doing it. So I don't know. Pretty weird.
Not Hannah Montana.
Okay, how
But
about Bluey?
Yep.
What about? Are you gonna go watch a show?
Yeah.
All right, babe. Where are you gonna go watch it at? What room? Okay. Does that mean I can get close to you now?
No.
I love you. Mommy and Daddy are just gonna talk for a little bit, and then we'll probably come snuggle you or something.
Okay. You're making me real nervous with that coffee on the couch.
I know. It's making me nervous too.
Why don't you put it on the ground?
I don't know. Do you know how grossed out I am watching back this podcast, and I'm always like straight legs spread, feet out. My feet are hideous.
You were just like fondling your toes
I don't.
a little bit ago when Saylor was talking.
I have really gross feet, and I just show them off to the world. And I always get DMs where like, dude, why do you always have your dogs out? And I've just always been that guy that like, my feet are blistered on the bottom because I will be walking on a hot sidewalk in the middle of the summer. Just, I don't know. I like being barefoot.
I
But
do not.
there's people that have like, and it's weird to think about it because I literally don't. But there's like people with like foot fetishes, and that's so weird to me because I don't know how anybody could. Yeah, but
Do you want me to set you up a foot account?
OnlyFans with my Birkenstock tan lines. Could probably charge extra for that. I got racing stripes on my feet.
I don't want to look at them anymore.
And I have like a super ugly pinky toe. Like for some reason my pinky toe is just.
It's just way shorter.
Why is it like that?
Your other toes are so long, and then your pinky is. They don't want to see that. Can they see that?
I don't think they can see
Okay.
it. Unfortunately, we can though. Yeah, my toes are messed up. My right big toenail, I think, has fallen off like 4 times. It was like a laughing joke in my family for so long because I still do it, stub my toe. I think I've broken my pinky toes multiple times. Like, yeah, I have bad luck with my feet. Was not really blessed with beautiful looking ones either. I got scars all over them.
Your pinky toe is like half the size of your other toe.
Let's see your pinky
No.
toes.
I'm not showing my feet at all. Always wear socks.
What? She said she was gonna go watch Bluey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to filter a lot of things that she's watched lately. Kind of a bummer. It's mostly just the new stuff.
Yeah, but then she's really into like anything that has music in it. So naturally she wanted to watch the Hannah Montana movie,
Yeah.
which I was like, yeah, I used to watch that, totally fine. And it is a good movie. It's super cute. However, it is mostly revolved around her having a crush on this boy. And Saylor still sits there and she's all, ew! So she's just, so now she wants to watch the show. And the first few episodes of it were super cute, just about like friendship and her being Hannah Montana. And then it got into her having a crush on the boy at the school. And
I just care. So I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer or like put our kid in a bubble, but she is 6. Like, to us, it's like, yeah, she's growing up so quick. But I don't know if you were, I'm sure you were, but you look at like kids that are like 13, 14-year-olds back when like we were around that age. I remember my little sister still playing with like dolls at 13.
Yeah.
Like you see 13, 14-year-olds now, and it's like everybody's in such a hurry to get their kids to grow up. The imagination's kind of taken away. All these girls now, like 13, 14-year-old girls that are just, I don't know. I hate seeing kids being in a hurry to grow up. So her at 6 years old, not that I'm trying to tell her that like, hey, you can't have a crush on guys, like, or whatever, I'm not trying to be strict about my daughter, but like, she's 6.
I don't even think that's like a thought in her mind at all.
I know it's not, but like, at what point are you subconsciously getting like speeding your kid to like want to go through these ages so they can get to the point of wanting to like have a crush on somebody and text their crush and sneak out a window?
Oh my gosh. You're so dramatic.
I'm just saying. I like her innocence, and even Atlas's is like, I just want to protect their innocence as much as I can, because we live in such a crazy world, especially when it comes to media. Like, we're talking about movies, but like, you get into the conversation of music, like even music today that people are listening to with their kids it's insane. It is actually insane. And I'm like, I listen to some crazy stuff too. Like, I have categories. You know this obviously, but like when I'm driving in the car with the family, we're going to Disney World, dinner, wherever. What am I listening to? Reggae. Like Steel Pulse, Bob Marley radio, like good vibes. That is pretty much all I've listened to with Saylor growing up, and Atlas. When I'm by myself, I'm listening to music about drive-bys and drug dealing and like crazy stuff. Like, not like that I do any of that, but like a lot of it just like, if I'm going to like the cable park or going to like Drift, I'm listening to this stuff and it's getting me like hyped up. Like, I like the beats.
It's getting you ready to do a drive-by drug deal?
Yeah, while I'm drifting. So I don't listen to but I didn't listen to that at 6, 7, 8. Like, I listened to like Sublime growing up, or like Incubus, and like very chill alternative music. But yeah, music today is gnarly.
Music today is very gnarly. Also, things that I hear today that I used to sing at 6 years old.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, okay.
But this is nothing. I can bet anything that nothing you sang is as bad as like I've been playing Fortnite lately with Josh and Doug, just 2 buddies that don't live near me, and that's like our little social hour for an hour or 2 at night when the kids go to bed. And I'm seeing like they have like emotes in the game where like Billie Eilish is in the game, and there's like other emotes. They have like Ice Spice emotes. Do you know about Ice Spice? Anything? Because she hangs out with somebody else you listen to a lot.
But that's the only time I've seen her.
But that's alarming on its own. But
the
anyways,
LOL doll looking one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything about her looks, and I'm seeing it now with a couple other female artists, because I pay attention to this stuff. That Ice Spice artist is rapping about and singing about whatever you want to call it. I don't know. She seems, all they're doing is getting her to say derogatory stuff and degrading herself, degrading being a woman on stage, and they put her in the skimpiest, smallest outfits ever, so you can see literally everything, and then get her to go up there. You film some viral clips of her in a short skirt or whatever, and like, I feel like these female artists now are doing that. It's almost like rage baiting people to get mad, which gives them engagement, makes them bigger. But then there's like actually like little kids in Fortnite playing her songs. Little girls that look up to other artists that are hanging out with her. And this is a role model now to girls. And a lot of parents don't care as much as you do. A lot of parents do. But like, we look into things so much that like we're trying to be as careful as we can about that. But who's to say some 8, 9-year-old on an iPad scrolling through a TikTok account that they have or whatever sees that, and now that little girl looks up to a stripper on stage pretty much. Like, that was not that bad. Like, Hannah Montana was role models for little girls until, what, 15, 16 maybe?
Yeah.
And then she went off the deep end a little bit too.
But it's also so hard now because kids have access to so much. Like, I didn't have an iPad. I didn't have social media. If I wanted to go play with my friends, I would go have a play date. It wasn't let's meet on Fortnite.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just different. It's different. And it's scary because it being different gives them so much access to things that they should not be seeing. Like, my little brother plays Fortnite. He's been playing Fortnite for years.
Yeah,
he's been playing video games for years, since he was in probably like 3rd or 4th grade. And I don't think there's a way to like block adults from playing with you and stuff like that.
Somebody else can have this emote, like a dance move or something that plays a song, and you not even have it, but you hear it.
Yeah.
And then people, kids find out, oh, that's Ice Spice. You look up Ice Spice. Look up Ice Spice and see what you find. Why is that in Fortnite? Like, why is one of her anything? Like, I don't know. That is the stuff that scares me about the entertainment industry and like kids growing up, and we can get into that topic too, about like having your kids on iPads, because there's just so much corruption that can steal your child's innocence instantly, and like that scares the living crap out of me. But I'm also an overly worrisome person. I just we're in a weird time right now for entertainment, and like the fact that you can just go on stage and do that just to get people mad and get a reaction, get some viral clips, like that's literally how you can have a music career. Just think about it, Jalen. We could put you in a little outfit, have you go out there.
I'm okay. I'm good.
It would work. Imagine the life we would live, Jalen.
No.
We kind of know how we feel about the iPad stuff. We're a little different, and I hate to bring this topic up because we have family that are a complete 180 of how we go within the iPad realm. But let's hear it, Jalen. How do you feel about the iPad? What do we practice when it comes to the iPad? Because I feel like this is an important topic.
We just don't do the iPad. There's times when we bring out the iPad, like on an airplane. Saylor has downloaded movies that she's allowed to watch when we're traveling, but basically the only use for the iPad is FaceTime.
Friends and grandparents.
Yeah, friends and grandparents. It's only people that I've added to her iPad. Nobody can call her without being added to her list. She only has her homeschool games and Kidopia on there.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even really play those. She'll ask if she can play, and 9 times out of 10 the answer is no. We're just not big on screen time.
Our kids are also, they would rather go out and swim in the pool and play outside than play on their iPad. And I was the same way when I was a kid. My version of an iPad was probably the PlayStation 1, and my mom treated it the same way. We had like 20-40 minutes in the middle of the day, and then usually after dinner, before we go to bed, we could play it for like an hour. But other than that, like if it was a special day where my mom was like, hey, it's raining outside, like you guys can play for a couple hours, so I don't really care, I would still, like, my attention span was like, dude, I can only play video games for 20 minutes and I'm bored. Like,
but even
Saylor's the same way.
She'll ask if we want to play a board game.
Yeah.
Or if I want to color with her. Like, the iPad is never her first, oh, can I do this? It's, I'm bored, I've gone through all these options, I've done this, and this today. Can I FaceTime?
She is living a 90s kid childhood.
She is.
Like, she's growing up doing the same stuff that we would do to pass the time.
But we also, I know it's different because she didn't start with an iPad young. I know a lot of people give kids iPads at Bubby's age, in a restaurant, stuff like that. So she's never known a life.
Sorry. Yeah, that is the. I just want to make sure because this is the part that I've been waiting for. That is the restaurant thing is.
She's never known that. I have never not once handed her my phone.
Or you have company over. Like,
yeah, no.
Oh, we have company over. I want to have a glass of champagne with my friend, and then you put an iPad in front of your kids so they can be occupied till they go to bed. But yeah, that is the stuff where I feel like the dinner one especially, and I'm not trying to throw shade to any parents because we brought this up to people before too, even close friends of ours, because everybody does it.
Yeah.
But we're like, they'll ask like, hey, why do you never bring your iPad to dinner for your kids? Because Atlas is crying or whatever. It's like, because he needs to learn how to handle his emotions. He needs to learn that when you go to dinner or you go out in public, you're looking around. You're scanning the area. You're talking to the people that are with you. Like, it is so important because these kids are like, it's constant dopamine, and like, that doesn't stop at the dinner table. Now they're like, they don't even know what's going on around them. Like, I just think we'll see what happens. I just think it's creating very bad habits, especially with like early development. But we could be wrong. We're just two parents, and as much as we get complimented on our parenting styles and how we are and how we raise our kids, we're not perfect.
No.
Like, there is so many things that I wish I could do better as a parent, and I practice and I try to, but like, I really, really am curious to see how these iPad things are gonna. It's treated the same way as when we had the PlayStation, but some of these kids are literally on them 24/7.
Yeah. I think with anything, not just an iPad, neither of us have ever been one to reward our children when they're throwing a fit. It's not oh, you're crying, here's your iPad.
Yeah.
Oh, so you stop crying, here's this. If either one of them are crying, we're talking through it. What's the issue? Why are you crying? What do you need? Let's fix it. And honestly, sometimes Atlas is in a fit throwing stage right now, and I will just let him throw his fit. I'm like, you want to throw yourself on the ground and cry because I told you no? Go for it.
And he always, like, if you just let him handle it real quick, he always comes back, wants to be held, snuggles up to you. Like, he's probably just got so many things going on. He's growing.
Yeah.
And like, it's, you got to understand it. But the last thing we want to do is like, oh, he's crying. Just take this iPad.
Yeah.
Watch YouTube for
then,
4 hours.
Then they know, okay, I cry, I throw a fit, and I get rewarded with what I want.
And what happens when our kids have too much screen time and we turn it off?
They're so mean.
Every time. And it's
so
not just
mean.
our kids.
No.
It's like you instantly shut off all that dopamine for them, gone, and they're like back and yeah, it's.
That's Atlas. Even when he watches, like, if we put on Cars, normally he'll watch like what, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes max at the beginning. Once they get to Radiator Springs, he doesn't really care anymore.
If he excuses himself, he's always fine.
Yeah, he does. But if we turn it off,
when he's zoned in,
then he's like,
what the?
throws himself back. Mimi.
Yeah,
Mimi.
I love him. Yeah, no, we try to be careful with that. We Saylor does watch YouTube videos of me too. I try to watch stuff that's very like wholesome. I think one of my favorite YouTube channels that we all watch together, I showed you guys like probably 6 months ago, is Outdoor Boys. Mm-hmm. That's like a really fun one. We watch YouTube. It's so easy to watch. Like, honestly, if I had to think of like current like biggest inspiration on YouTube, it'd probably have to be that guy. Like, what that guy does is so cool. He makes me want to live somewhere cold so I can try to go do that kind of stuff with my kids.
No, I'm totally fine watching on the screen and not living out that fantasy.
Oh man, it looks fun though. His kids are growing up. I feel like those kids are growing up really well.
Yeah,
like, they're gonna grow up with some valuable lessons and skills.
And they have like survival skills, which is rad. I don't have those. I don't
really either.
I don't really want to go camp in the snow. I'm good without that.
I think if you had a hot tent or like a stove and we were in there cooking and like had a little projector and we're vibing, or go out, kids playing in the snow, I think if you experienced it, you would love it. Saylor and I went out and camped in the desert, and it was pretty cool. It got to like 35 at night right before we left California. That was one thing that I was like, I have to do with Saylor before we leave is we have to go camping because she just got to that age. Brought like literally went out and I think I filmed a video. That's one of my favorite vlogs I've ever made. It's on our YouTube channel now.
Yeah.
Where Saylor and I went and camped in the desert. We took the truck out. I just didn't know if that was going to exist out here. But when we first got here, I realized, okay, Florida's kind of cold. Like we can definitely camp, but camping in the desert of California, no phone service, no one around you, just Saylor and I. That was so cool. I miss that so much.
I've never been a camping gal.
Have you ever gone camping?
Multiple times. You forget that I was a Girl Scout for 8 years.
Camping's fun though. I think having the Sprinter setup that we were talking about too, where we had a van where we can camp in that and drive around. I think that might be a little more your style. Have a toilet in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less
shower.
dirty. I just don't like being dirty. I don't like sleeping outside.
I mean, we had a pretty clean setup though. We had like 2 air mattresses, really good sleeping bags, giant blanket. That was so cool. And then like it's so dark out in the middle of the desert, so when it got to nighttime, her and I were just stargazing, looking at so many stars. It was awesome.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed that.
Does it sound fun to you at all?
No, not even a little bit. That'll be like you take the kids camping. You guys can have your annual camping trip. It'll be
I'm like
great
Luke
for
from
you.
Outdoor Boys.
Yeah.
Because his wife doesn't really go with him that much either.
And
But there is videos where she has.
Well, kudos to her.
That's, yeah. Watching his videos makes me like, because he lives in Alaska. And I like definitely don't want to live in Alaska by any means. I have a couple friends that are from there and
You could see the Northern Lights though.
it'd be cool. But like definitely not my style. But somewhere like Utah or Colorado, I think would be awesome to experience that and have a little break from it. Like just like the cold. Shoveling your driveway out,
You want to do that?
So like my dad, my biological dad, God, this is gonna open up a whole different conversation because got my stepdad, my biological dad, stepdad, been around him for a while. Biological dad went through court with him and my mom. All that kind of stuff happened. Love and respect the guy. Talk to him still. But when I visited him growing up, during my visitation, every other weekend I would go stay at his house, and he lived about an hour away from Yosemite, up in the mountains, in the valley. And I got to experience that. We go outside and we cut kindling, like little pieces of firewood, and you cut firewood. You gotta, stay warm in like the cold months, and it's pretty cool. Like you don't really get heavy snow up there. If you go up towards Yosemite, it starts to get pretty bad, but crazy enough. An hour away, just not that much every once in a while. But living that mountain life, I used to think it was the weirdest thing ever. But like now that I'm a dad and seeing you have like your little acreage that you just kind of live off of, your chicken coops, and it's pretty nice.
We could do that in a warm state like Florida.
Yeah.
Where we don't have to worry about moving our animals because it's snowing. We don't have to worry about the hoses that bring water to our animals freezing, all that stuff. I follow a lady who lives in Oklahoma, and she has like 400 acres or something. They are almost fully sustainable, I think. Like their own meat, everything.
Jeez. That'd be gnarly.
Yeah, but then I also see her videos when they have to take shelter because of the tornadoes, and where they have to move their animals, and where they have all these issues with the plumbing and this and that because of the weather. And I would love to have all these things, a farm. I would love to be able to grow our own plants, fruits and vegetables and stuff. I don't want to deal with the weather side of it.
Yeah.
Who wants to own cows and then have to worry about them dying because it's raining or snowing so hard?
To be honest with you, if I was able to just retire and like not have to constantly be on phone calls and worrying about other work stuff to stay afloat, I don't know. An ideal life for me, I would love to be a rancher. I'd love to have a horse, ride around my land and take care of cattle. I don't know anything about that, but like I fantasize about that, and I really would. If I could, I really would go live on a ranch with somebody for like a month or two, if that's even enough time to learn basic knowledge, and just be like, hey, like teach me. Like, I'm just gonna follow you. Like, I'm gonna watch you. Teach me how to do this life, and I would love that. I would love to have my land and horses and cows and cattle and garden, chickens. Like, that would be awesome. But we talked about this. There's a lot of luxuries of living in the city that we would be probably losing.
Yeah.
One being, sometimes we don't really want to go get our groceries, so we'll Postmates and we'll order our groceries and they get delivered. Amazon same day delivery. What else? Like DoorDash. If you ever want to DoorDash a meal, sick, let's get a bowl of ramen, let's get it delivered. Stuff like that starts to dwindle.
Yeah, I think there's pros and cons of both. But I do think that's the dream eventually. We'll just have to go pick up our Amazon from our post office or something.
It would be cool.
It would be cool to have all that somewhere where it doesn't go below 50 degrees.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I think it sounds awesome.
But hear me out. Can you imagine, say we live in Montana. Can you imagine?
I have family there.
Yeah. Beautiful. I would love Montana. However, the snow. It's a no for me. Can you imagine waking up at 5 a.m. and you have to go feed all of your animals, but you have to get in all your snow gear and trudge through the snow to go do your morning chores?
Yeah, that would probably be some mornings where you're like, God, I really just want to sleep in today. But maybe you get help. Maybe there's a worker that you have come help you on certain days so you don't have to always do it. We don't even know what, I know it's a lot of work, but something about that lifestyle sounds just super core. It just sounds really, I don't know, natural, and I feel like it would be really good for the soul to do that. You wake up and you probably keeps you young. There's so many people that once they retire and they don't work and they don't have the things that are making them wake up at 5 a.m. and getting them to bed early, those are the people you start to see age fast. I think you have a purpose and you have something to wake up for and you have cattle to take care of and a bunch of things on your list and on your mind. It seems like it keeps you young, it keeps you sharp. So it's probably good for you.
Good for the kids too. It would teach them so much responsibility. They know that they have to go out and do their chores regardless of if they want to or not, because there are lives that depend on them.
Yeah, chores are important. Saylor hasn't really witnessed real chores yet.
No, I do everything for her.
We have her pick up her toys.
Yeah, she'll help me with that.
But she's not making her bed. She'll pick up her...
She makes her bed sometimes.
Does she?
Yeah. If it's messy, she'll fix her pillows and stuff. I am happy to clean up the kids' toys for them.
Yeah.
Going in their rooms and seeing that they've played with their toys, I'm happy to pick it up. I'm happy to. Saylor is at the age where she is old enough to start picking up after herself, so absolutely if her crayons are all over the table, I'm like, Saylor, please clean up your stuff. She does it without arguing.
Yeah.
Her bedroom, I organize it by toys and stuff just because...
You're also super OCD about... You, I think you enjoy doing that.
I do.
Setting up their dollhouse and reorganizing it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy that. It's, always have. I always have.
Yeah.
It's more of a me thing than a her thing, but also if I send her in there and say, pick up your toys, she's going to go pick up her toys. Is it going to be the way that I pick up her toys? Absolutely not.
You have this thing when it comes to organization where in your mind, it is this thing that makes sense to you where things have to go and everybody should know it. And if you don't put it in that spot, God, watch out. Because not everybody's organization skills are as sharp as yours.
Okay, you're talking about the kitchen.
Yes.
And you just put things where you feel like it, not where they belong. Everything in the kitchen does have a spot. Everything in this house has a spot.
You go crazy with the organizing. I love it. I do love it.
I just don't like things out. I don't like cluttered spaces like that charger I see plugged in right there right now.
Yeah. Give me a break.
Or the remote when the remote's on the couch. Makes me crazy.
How you gonna do with homeschooling, you think, when that starts?
I don't know. Pray for me. We've been reading her books.
Yeah, she's pretty far ahead already. Like, she's gonna be a grade ahead of herself going into this year. At her level, right?
Okay, so you know what I found out? California will start transitional kindergarten at 4 turning 5. So you can be 4 in TK.
Okay.
You have to be 5. There's a cutoff. So going into kindergarten, you have to be 5 turning 6. And I think the cutoff for turning 6 is January 1st or something. Like, you have to turn 6 by then to start kindergarten at 5. Totally fine. Some of the states on the East Coast, you have to be 6 to start kindergarten.
Oh, weird.
So in California, if we would have started her in public school at the same age as all her friends, she would have done TK at 4 turning 5, and she would have just completed kindergarten this year. And then be going into first at the end of August. Moving to Florida, their cutoff is different. She is technically, because she's a June birthday, she could start kinder in the fall, or she could start first in the fall. Which
What are we doing?
We've already started kindergarten. She's leaps and bounds ahead of all of that. So she's going to start first in the fall, and she'll be on track with her California friends. She'll be ahead of her Florida friends.
Okay.
It's the weirdest.
Weird.
I didn't know it was different by state, but I looked up all the rules and stuff for her here when we moved here, because I do have to, when you homeschool, you have to let the county know what you're doing.
So many different, yeah.
And that wasn't the case in California.
You just go.
It was very different in California. You just had to, I think you report that you homeschooled or something, and you might have to test out of it. I don't know. I don't remember the California rules, but it's very different here.
There's a lot more info now for homeschooling, though, than like when I was a kid, or you and I are the same age. So our childhood, like I was homeschooled pretty much my whole life. I tried high school out freshman year and didn't like it, went back to homeschool and wrapped it up there. But when I was homeschooled, it was like outlandish to have your kid homeschooled. And every time, so in my PE, I would go ride my bike at, the BMX park. And usually what I do is I just wake up early, get all my homework done, and by like noon, 1 o'clock, when it's supposed to be PE, I would just go to the BMX park and hang out there till it got dark, and I'd ride my bike. So on the way there, parents would always, cause I'd have a backpack on my BMX bike, I'd ride all the way there, but they would think, oh, he's got a backpack on, I'm ditching school. But meanwhile, my backpack's filled with a helmet and 12 water bottles. So I'd be riding my bike to go ride for the rest of the day while everybody else is in school. And, I remember have parents, and I'm 12, 13, or parents, yell at me out their garage, hey, shouldn't you be in school? And I, innocent me, oh no, I'm homeschooled. Like, and then the response would always be something like, oh, what did you do? Like, how'd you get in trouble? And in my head, I'm like, nothing. Like, maybe I ate a couple extra cookies when I shouldn't have, but that's the last thing I think I remember getting in trouble for. But no one understood it. Like, it was, all the homeschool kids were super misunderstood, and most of my friends, like I said, were from BMX or from motocross. So I had a friend group. So there's always that connotation, like, where, oh, you homeschool your kids, they're going to be socially awkward. I mean, yeah, if they're like the farmed homeschool kids with no friends and no hobbies, and they just stay in their homestead. But
well, it's just,
yeah,
any kid is going to be socially awkward if you don't socialize them.
Saylor is like the most social kid at her age. Like, she would talk to anybody. She'll talk to kids her age, talk to kids younger than her. She'll talk to elderly people, like, no, like, awkwardness. She's ready to go. She's ready to fire. And yeah, I don't know. I think it, like you said, we socialize her. She's around a lot of our friends that are our age. She's been around kids in her dance class and her little hobbies, so it'll all work out. But it's crazy to see since COVID that it's switched a complete 180 with homeschool, because so many people do it now. And I grew up during the time where it was weird, and it was almost like your parents got shunned
Yeah,
for doing that.
I think when we were little, it was viewed as a very weird thing to do.
Yeah.
And now I think that people view it as a luxury. If you can stay home and homeschool your kids, you are very lucky to be able to do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot, because I know there's a lot of people who wish that they could, but they have a 9 to 5 and they can't. Their kids have to go to school.
But then there's probably days though where you wish that your kid had a full day in class so you could go run errands, hit Victoria's Secret or whatever you want to do. I don't.
When have I ever gone to Victoria's Secret? Why was that the first thing that came into your mind?
I don't know. I think that's what a lot of moms do when their kids are at school. Go to Victoria's Secret.
I don't think so.
No.
You think moms are just underwear shopping when they don't have their kids?
Well, I would always see a lot of moms at Victoria's Secret while school was in session. So,
Why were you at Victoria's Secret?
because I would go to the shopping center and I'd get tea or like a coffee, and I'd be like, "Oh, is that what moms do when their kids are at school?"
No.
Oh,
We take a nap or go to Target, pick up groceries, meal prep.
maybe you should go to Victoria's Secret, and that why I watch the kids.
Maybe I'll go to a bookstore. I'd much rather spend my time at Barnes & Noble.
What else got weird from COVID?
Everything?
Everything got weird.
Everything's weird.
People here, I feel like, didn't get as weird because it's in the South. It seems like people are already a little bit more social and friendlier than they were in California. But people in California got super distant from everybody during COVID. It was like, just felt like the end days over there.
It was almost like people were excited that it was like, okay, cool, we don't have to talk.
Yeah, but then people
We don't
didn't
have to-
social. Like some people never went out, and some people still are like afraid to go out
Yeah.
from that. It's crazy how so many people are still under that like mind wrap of, oh, like if I go outside without my mask on right now, I'm gonna die or I'm
I
gonna
haven't
kill
seen
somebody.
anybody in a mask in a long time.
I still see it. I mean, not as much here in Florida, clearly, but in California, you see it all the time. You see someone by themselves driving with a mask on. To each their own. But personally, I don't know. It's
I don't
to
even
me,
think-
it just seems so wild.
I don't think that's a can of worms we even want to open.
I'm at the point where I just don't care anymore, Jalen. Like, I'm going to speak my mind and be who I am, because if I have to watch what I say or not freely speak about things that I believe in or things that are going on in my mind, I don't want to do this, because it sucks to have to filter yourself. And
Yeah.
the only difference between me and somebody else watching this that has a problem with what I'm saying is that a camera is not filming them on a couch on what they're talking about with their friends or their significant other for 2 hours straight. Because I bet you if anybody filmed their conversations throughout the day, they would probably say some stupid stuff that would get some comments online. The difference is we film it. So we open up that can of worms, like you said, and we have to be willing to accept that. But I don't have any hate in my heart. I love all people. Never turn out a conversation with somebody in person. It's just getting to the point now where if we gotta like really, obviously there's some things that you should filter, and there's probably stuff that we cut out because we have a lot of young children that watch our videos with their family. I see the messages in the comments. So this podcast is something where we already talk about things that kids probably shouldn't listen to. I really feel like this podcast should probably be like, once Saylor gets up and leaves, that should be a sign that you maybe should no longer have your kid. We don't say super bad stuff, but maybe we say stuff that parents don't want to teach their kids, and I fully respect that.
Yeah, to each their own.
Yeah.
We parent the way that we parent our kids and don't expect anybody else to parent their children the same way.
No, totally. And yeah.
Also, nothing we ever say is meant to be offensive. Like, we're not...
But a lot of people are seeking things to be offended about.
And that's not our problem.
No, you
But
can't be.
we don't ever say anything with bad intentions. Like, even the whole iPad conversation, we're not saying that to shame people who do give their kid an iPad.
No.
Just speaking about our personal experience, what we do with our kids.
A lot of people have wondered, like, oh, how did Saylor come out that way? I think it's just natural. I think it's just DNA between you and I. She's just this little,
She's
full of
always
personality.
been. Yeah. She was speaking, she was started talking at 6 months, waving,
Yeah.
and it just progressed from there. Like at Atlas's age, Saylor could have a full conversation with you.
It's crazy too because she developed all that during COVID. Like,
Yeah.
she grew up with like her like spongeness and then soaking everything up during COVID. Like during the freak. I remember texting you when we were not together, being like, "Hey, they just announced a full lockdown. How do I come get Saylor?" And
Yeah,
you were like, "I have no idea what to do." And I'm like, I don't know if we can leave.
I thought we weren't allowed to drive. Like I thought we were supposed to stay in our house or we were going to get arrested.
That's what they were making it seem like.
It's funny to look back on.
It's so funny to look back on. There's so much stuff that was so false and wrong, and I feel like everybody was in a panic, so there was just a lot of misinformation going around on both sides. But yeah, I kind of just let Jesus take the wheel on that, and we just did our thing. But it sucks because a lot of that information got small family-owned businesses closed down, big businesses closed down from that. Shoot, a lot of things changed from. I think like I don't even know if like buffets are a thing anymore. Like,
No.
are they really not a thing now?
When's the last time you've seen a soup plantation?
That's what the place is. Soup plantation.
That was my favorite.
That was in San Diego. I remember those were everywhere.
I love soup plantation.
Oh my gosh, the buffets. Yeah, those are. I don't know. Are those done?
I think they're done. I haven't seen one in years.
Oh, I went to Vegas for a convention, and there was a buffet at the Mandalay Bay, but it was like a really bougie buffet, and that actually was pretty recent. But I remember seeing those soup plantations, and after COVID, just all of them were gone.
Yeah.
And that was. Buffets are questionable though. Like buffets are super questionable to think about it. Like,
I mean, but there's some where you like serve yourself. It's pretty.
yeah,
It's weird. But then there's ones like Goofy's Kitchen where you go and they serve you. Like from behind the
at
counter.
Disneyland.
So it's still it's still buffet style. However, you're not touching anything.
They have stuff that you still pick up and touch there, like the desserts.
No way.
Yeah, the desserts.
I feel like I haven't got the food in a while.
Yeah, no, I remember fondling a few things while I was in there with my little dirty COVID fingers.
Oh, fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The world got weird for a bit, but everything kind of seems like it's settling back down. I would definitely say we're far from back to normal, but I think we're doing all right. Seems like people here are pretty chill about everything.
Yeah.
Well, I say we maybe wrap this up. Why'd you get so close to me?
I was just moving my foot.
You want to smooch? No. The pod's getting better and better, hopefully, from the technological side of it. And, yeah, hopefully we can continue to keep this going, continue to get better.
A little more professional.
Yeah, we're fine. We kill it. There's nobody else I'd rather have as a co-host than you. Or am I the co-host or you the co-host?
You're the co-host. This one's mine.
All right. Get the heck off my couch now. Just kidding.